Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. That stream, anyone who saw Uncle Min's stream tonight, well, yes, last night, that thing was crazy. I have no words to describe the things that were said in that stream. Majority of the time I was like, huh? What did you say? Like, what's going on? But I was part of it. It was pretty fun. Interesting cast of characters. So, yeah. Anyway, Kenichi. History's Strongest Disciple, Kenichi. I also took a look at Manga Stream. The Attack on Titan chapter has been translated on Manga Stream, so I'm probably going to do that later today. Yeah, look forward to that. And if anyone didn't notice, I uploaded a video. Character reviews. I would like to know your guys' opinions on it. Would you like to see me do that more often? Instead of reviewing an anime, or an episode, or a chapter, I review characters. Tell me your thoughts on that video. But yeah, Kenichi. Let's get in on this. His Strongest Disciple, Kenichi, chapter 556. A lot of talking. A lot of talking in this one. A lot of talking. There's really... The only thing to know for this chapter was this. Love triangles. Something revealed to Miyu. And more or less, we find out in this chapter exactly what they're going to be doing. The disciples. As we find out. We find out what they're going to be doing. What their role in this war is. That whole spiel. Also, we find out their termination. Because the name of this chapter is called Determination and Decision. And we get Kenichi's sister saying, "Can I go out with you again, brother?" Yeah. And we see the submarine. And essentially, I don't want to go word for word on this, but they're basically, Akamoto, he's there, and he's saying, and sending the islands just over there, so we need to be quiet. Freya's grandfather has joined Ryo Senpaku in this fight, and she's basically asking, I think she's asking Nejima, saying, like, can we really trust that guy? Can we really completely trust him? Because he does seem fishy, Akamoto. Because he's very well versed in the martial arts and all that jazz. And he had a small talk with the pilots, saying, saying the youngster from the normal land section feeling pressure, and saying what you're doing is useless. Either way, if we get hit, we'll kill us all. In this case, it's useless to try and stay strong. And, that's right here. He's basically saying he is suspicious, but he is skilled in martial arts. Skilled leader, and so on and so forth. And when asked about this, Kenichi basically says, as long as we can save Shigure, he doesn't mind. You can trust this guy. As long as they save Shigure. And he'll even trust a bad guy, pretty much. And there's another thing that was mentioned, and I'm not going to go word for word because this is getting ridiculous. Anyway, Miyu. She basically tells Kenichi a question that, kind of strange. She asks him, thinking about in the end, I am the one who dragged you into the martial art fight, the world of fights and martial arts. And basically, this question she's basically asking him is like, I'm the one who dragged you, and basically saying, do you regret it? going into this world of the world of martial arts and fighting. And he gives her an answer, and it's pretty much the answer. The answer to that question is, no. He doesn't regret it because he was able to meet all these different people and so on and so forth. It was kind of like made a speech, Kenichi, in this chapter as well. And even though what was interesting about the chapter, though, was this reveal that Takeda gave. Takeda basically stated to Kenichi about what was said to him by Sho Kano. That's the guy that was shown in the OVAs. And that was in the Despair Island, which is the reveal of Miyu's father. Of, basically saying that Ichiya, the leader of the darkness, is actually your father's Saiga, Furinji. That was the reveal. And she responds, she basically responds to this by saying, so he was the one who killed Mother, and then I believe it's Sarah, she stops him. So basically she finds out that truth in this chapter, which is kind of stupid because the fact of the matter is, Ryo and Senpaku were trying to shield this from her from, the beginning. And, overall for this chapter, the way I look at it, this chapter was focused on Miyu and Kenichi to a certain point. It was focused on Miyu because of the reveal of her father, and she doesn't have any qualms about it, so it was true. And when Kisara interrupts them, she's like, you asked him, did you get involved in this war? Is it okay? And Freya's saying, don't forget, forget wars even in times of peace. Now war's about to start. We don't move, we can't be called martial artists. They're all thinking the same thing. And she brings up the point of saying, if you have anything to say to each other, do it now. Now this part kind of, I went like, I turned my head. Because she says it, and Ikeda, he's basically telling Kisara, you can use me as a shield, and she pushes in his face, her foot in his face, and says, it's okay, I'll protect you. Frey says the same thing, I'll protect you as well. And looks at them. I'm like, yo, are we gonna have a love triangle between Freya, Kisara, and Ikeda? Kinda? I was like, what? Where did this come from? Then again, it was there. That was there, but it wasn't explored. So in this chapter, we had a question given to Kenichi. Miyu found out something shocking about her father. Found the truth about her father. And we had these relationships. That really blew my mind. And basically, what ends up happening is, continuing talking about it, Miyu also has been through a war, kind of, but not on this scale, she says. And then we have this stare down between Takeda and Kenichi. Because Takeda has feelings for Miyu. But obviously, it's like, because he said he's going to protect her too. And that's when Nejima gets in and he says, don't ruin the strategy because our battle is to attack espionage. That's pretty much what's going on here. So they're not actually really fighting. If they get involved, if the disciples of the Nine Fists, the Shadow Fists, and the weapons team get involved and try to get in their way, then they have to fight them. But really, all they're doing there is the disciples are just going there to shut down the missile system. That is what they're doing. And basically, Nejima is basically telling him that. And at the end, Kenichi brings up the point about, trusting him and everything, and says, also, Miyu-san from earlier, I want to thank you for inviting me in the martial arts world, because thanks to that, I can meet all these people. So he's thanking her. There's also another word that I didn't understand. Dusukoi? I believe how you say it. Could be wrong. I don't know what that meant. It's probably some kind of word that martial arts or people use, as, something. Because at the moment I don't know what it is, but anyone who knows what that word is, tell me. No. So anyway, after that, basically, Akamoto comes back and says, get ready. We're landing soon. We're going to be at land soon. Are you ready? And they says, yeah, everyone's all ready to go. And that's the end of the chapter. So this chapter, like I said, there wasn't really much to it. There's a lot of talking, a lot of interesting things. The only real thing that happened in this chapter was you had two love triangles happening. One with Kisara. I'm telling you right now, it's Kisara and Freya on Ikeda. Then you had Miyu with Kenichi and Takeda on Miyu. While that's happening, you have this question that looms to Kenichi, and he says, yes, thank you for bringing me into the martial arts world. He's thanking Miyu for that. And, Nejima pokes him and says, you're a real good speaker, for the speech. And, the whole thing with Miyu finding out, though, about her father, that's not really... The way I look at it is this. Miyu's father. He is kind of a son of a bitch, but this is the way I look at it. This is what can counteract that. He did give those gauntlets that belonged to him, were given to him. It might have been given to him by, I believe, Ayato. But at the end of the day, those gauntlets belonged to Saiga. So in that way, he's saying, you protect my daughter. You protect her now. So, because see, the end of the day is, I don't see Saiga as evil. But she really didn't respond about that news. It was just, she thought that maybe he'd still want to kill my mother. So, but this was a good chapter, 4 to 5. A lot of development. Look at these love triangles at. It's like, I found that really, really crazy. And we also, like I said, got some confirmation. They're not going in there to fight. They're going in there to sabotage. Espionage. They're trying to stop the missiles from launching. That's what they're doing. So they're not essentially going in there to fight people. What essentially is happening is they're going in there to shut down the missile system on the island. And if they run into people, they run into the disciples, then they'll have to fight them. Basically, and Neji's basically saying, don't, remember the mission. Give or take. But yeah, good chapter, 4 out of 5, like I said. I found it interesting. When I first read it, I was like, yeah, this is interesting that we're having relationships here before they're going into a war. I was just like, where did this come from? Where did this come from? But still, it was interesting how they played it. We'll see what happens from here on out. Next week should be interesting with the fight and the war and everything. Rion Sopaku's going to go up against the Masters. The Disciples, it's probably going to be like the Disciples of the Weapons team, Disciples of the Shadow Fists are going to delay them. They're probably going to try to stop Kenichi and his friends from sabotaging the missiles. That's how it's probably going to go down. So, yeah, that's the story. Bankai 922. See you guys later. Like I said, go check out that character review. Tell me, say it in this comment section here of this video. Do you want me to continue that? The character reviews of anime characters. And, like, do you want me to do a specific anime character? For, like, an old anime? What don't you guys think? Until then, it's Bankai 922. I will see you guys later.